Hello, Miss Galot. I got another animation for you for another project you assigned to us. This one is the Newton's Laws of Motion project. And I'm going to explain to you all three of Newton's laws, starting right now. Newton's first law, according to my really poorly taken notes, states that an object in motion will stay in motion, and an object at rest will stay at rest, unless acted on by an unbalanced force. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means if an object is moving in any direction, it's going to keep on moving in the said direction until it stops, and an object that is staying still is going to stay still until something moves it with force. That sounds weird. Anyway, what next? Okay, so the rubric that you gave us says that I have to provide an example. So, sorry, here's an example of each. That sounded weird. Anyway, so, let's say I have a ball, and I throw the ball up into the air. That ball is going to go up into the air, higher and higher, until an invisible force, known as gravity, starts bringing it back down to the ground. And let's say we have a tower. That tower is going to stay still, until, let's say, a plane crashes into the tower. The force and energy from the plane is going to transfer into the tower, and then knock the tower over. I think that's all I have to do. Yeah, I think, according to your rubric, I think that's all I have to do for the first law. So, now we're going to move on to the second law. Okay, be quiet. Okay, so a net force acting on an object causes the object to accelerate in the direction of the net force. The greater the mass, the greater the force needed to accelerate it. Meaning that the greater the net force, the greater the acceleration. So, there's a very simple yet easy math problem that we could... I said simple and easy at the same time. So there's a very simple and easy math problem we could use to figure this out. And it's called... No, shut up. So, to use the math problem, it's just force equals mass times acceleration.
You know what else
I didn't even say math. Anyway, so...
You said math.
I know, but okay, anyway, let me continue. So, if we take the mass of an object and we multiply it by its acceleration, that means that we will find out how much force was used. No, we're not rickrolling. Okay, so we will know how much force was used, measured in newtons. And you know what? Because my brother's here, let's use him as an example. So, okay, so let's say I think you weigh like 80 to 90 pounds, right? No, 80 to 90. He weighs 80 to 90 pounds. We're just going to say 85. So he weighs about 85 pounds, and I'm going to punch him. No, shut up. Okay, so I'm going to punch him. And let's say that he accelerates 4 feet into the ground. Hey, stop breaking my bed. Okay, there we go. So so my punch accelerated him 4 feet into, actually maybe 5 feet, I don't know. But he accelerated quite a decent bit.
I think you broke my pants.
Nah, you're fine. Just walk it off. Anyway, so, I don't know the math right now, but, me, when I'm animating this, is going to do the math, how much force was used on my brother. So... Anyway, so yeah, that's essentially Newton's second law. Please just shut up. Yeah, I think that counts. Yeah, please just give me the point for this one. And Newton's third and final law of physics, or motion, is Newton's third law. I know, shocker. So, Newton's third law states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That means when one object uses a force on a second object, the second object will exert equal force in the opposite direction of the first object. One example of this was just a few seconds ago when I punched my brother. When I punched my brother, I used force on him, and that force was probably very painful, but it was also very strong. And whenever I used that force on him, he proceeded to exert equal force in the opposite direction by flying off my bed. So, yeah, that's an example, I guess. Yeah, and I think that's really it. I'm just gonna check the rubric again. Yeah, okay, yeah, that should be it for Newton's third law. And that is all I have to do. So thank you again for watching, Miss Galot, and I just hope you have a nice day. And here's a funny little meme to end off the video with. Goodbye!